Alright, my people, we're back. I haven't been talking much throughout this whole stream. I just checked it, and we did about 30
Great
hours.
progress, but
So you feel
always
me?
more to be done.
30 hours of playing this. But I'm not ashamed of myself, you know? That's why I made an effort to make sure that it was all
Best
documented.
improve where you can. Valhalla's
I'm
not
not
big on
ashamed of
apples or
myself.
blood mead.
So, since I haven't spoke for the entire duration of this stream, I'm gonna go ahead and continue the rest of the stream trying to put as much speaking as possible. You feel me? If I forget to speak, I'm probably just locked in.
You're better than fools.
But you know, I'm gonna treat it
You're
like an
just in
actual
your
live
own
stream
head.
moving forward.
You have this.
Let's see. Okay, 7. I'm not gonna lie, chat, it has gotten progressively difficult. I'm gonna try something different. Actually, I did Wrath already. I'm gonna try Fury. Valor is fine, but man, because I have a particular game plan. I believe that's when you use a chunk from your weapon. Alright. I'm not interested in dealing with these guys. They're not giving me anything good right now. Okay, so I'm focusing on my blades. Right? And my blades really do the heavy portion of the work that I want to do. We're gonna focus on our blades right now.
Behind you! Incoming!
Beautiful. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah. I keep getting like the reroll as well. Let's see. I've been parrying, last second dodge. I'm gonna try this one. For some reason, I'm not getting the last second dodges. Maybe I'm not that particular skill. I'm gonna give it a try. Let's see.
What are you going to saddle yourself with?
Poison when blocking. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna try that one more time. So only 4 encounters. That's not too bad. Too bad. Anyways, chat, how's your day going so far, man? My day, as you can see, is mainly documented playing this game. Today, I didn't do much, man. I just kind of strategized, kind of closed my eyes, and I wasn't playing the game. I was just looking at the inside of my eyelids and just strategizing, trying to see how to approach the problems that I have in my life right now. And right now, this game is kind of like providing me that kind of therapy that I need to, approach certain challenges in my life. So I don't feel like I'm wasting time. I feel like I'm also unloading a bit of I wouldn't say stress, more of a let's see, my problems. Let's call it problems. In reality, I'm not like stressed out about anything in particular. If I'm being honest with myself.
Incoming! Above you!
I'm being honest with myself. I don't have any like things that I'm stressing about. Of course, like I want to be more successful in my endeavors. Like, I want to be more disciplined, more, just a better person all around. You know, I just want to be better, and that's what I've been working toward. You know, like really, I feel like I'm at the prime mental state. You know, every now and then I get in a place where I'm defeating myself and telling myself I can't do certain stuff, and I realize that I'm fully capable of doing those things. So, you know, I'm just trying to better my mind, better my stance in the world. You know, let's see. I'm gonna go for this one because it covers a bit more range. But yeah, just better stance in the world, better posture. You know, try to be better for the people around me as well. You know, because you know,
Not afraid
my
of a little
mind
give and
crumbles,
take, I
then
see.
you know I start to drag the people down around me without any like, not intentionally, but they say like one bad apple spoils the rest of the apples, you know, and I've come to see that be true, you know, like even with people in my daily life, you know, one person that is not such a great, you know, role model, and eventually they start to corrode other people around them, you know. It's just like I don't want to be that person that corrodes other people, you know. Even if I'm not the person that uplifts other people, I just don't want to be the one that corrodes people and drags them down into my own, my own dimension of suffering or whatever it might be. Because if I'm being honest, I'm truly at peace with my suffering. Just like, you know, in this game, Kratos can choose to take on a certain burden for a period of time, and it will eventually make him stronger in the long run. I too have come to peace with certain things in life that, you know, I've seen as burdens, but eventually, you know, they will come to pass and come to be more of like an accolade in the long run, you know. And that's what I'm the mindset that I want to focus on. I want to turn my shortcomings and my losses into
I see we're thinking of taking on a
gains
burden.
and profits, you know. Hmm. Okay, 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 okay. Protective momentum, desperate measures. And he's below 6 encounters. That's a lot. It won't be effective until let's see. Alright, let's do this one. But yeah, I mean, like, man, why not kind of lower my mental health and just like, you know, refer to it whenever the time is right? Because, you know, in 10 years, maybe you guys will look back at this particular video, one of these videos, you know. So like, I'm gonna try to pack it with as much myself as I can,
Brother, the wee bastard's about to explode!
as much thinking, as genuine as I can be, you know, and just being my authentic self. Because man, like, well, I'm not sure at what point you'll be watching this, but you know, like man, I guess I have multiple different impressions of me scattered around the place at this moment. You know, like I'm not expecting anybody currently to watch this. Okay, I forgot that I had a perk that poisoned me if I block. Okay.
Careful, brother! You're covered in Bifrost!
That was pretty bad. is that okay, you did it, you earned that. But man, as I was saying, like currently there are a lot of I'm kind of fractured right now in my current life. I guess this particular talk is gonna help me, like get it together. And I've been thinking that, like man, I should probably, eventually like put myself back together, but embrace this fracture that I'm going through right now. As far as like, you know, like man, if I'm fractured into multiple different personalities, embrace the personality that's working right now and try to oh man, he just got the full extent of okay, let's see. Perfect. That's a great skill. That's a great skill right there. However, I get poisoned every time I do it, but it's a great skill. So, as I was saying, I've been thinking about, embracing that fracture, so like kind of turning myself into my personal assistant. Because in my business life, I work with people, and I try to like put myself in a place where they would, like help them get to a better peace of mind, a better space in their mind, if they're also fractured, if they're all over the place, can't find any middle ground. I try to create that middle ground to a certain degree. And so I've been thinking about doing that for myself, kind of turning myself into my own personal assistant. So essentially, I'm gonna just unload what I've been going through, because like it's either it works out or it doesn't. I'm not really pressed about it. It's not really personal to me. It's not like hurtful, but like man, if you ever see this, you get to see it. You get to random. I never do this, so you feel me? I think I want to re-roll this one. So essentially, in my life, man, like I'm fractured. I was watching a reel, and essentially it was like, like you're like 1,000 stories, but each individual person only knows you to a certain degree, and that's their impression of you. Like you're the villain in one story, you're the hero in another, so on and so forth. And I started to reflect internally. I'm like, man, that is quite true in my case, because like man, I definitely have adopted multiple different personalities, deal with people in my life and stuff like that. Like everyone is not the same. Some people are really at peace in themselves, and some people are still at war, and they drag you into that war along with them. And me personally, I'm at peace with myself for the most part. Even though there are things in my life that don't don't are not where I want them to be, I'm at peace with the chaos, and I try my best not to drag other people into that chaos as well. So, back to me being fractured. So, if I'm being honest with myself, so currently I attend Florida State University. I'm about a third year. I haven't taken classes in about 4 or 5 months because really and truly, when school just started, maybe about like, during COVID time, that's when I started school. Um, I wasn't fully focused. I had a lot of things going on. home that I came from, and I was still processing a lot of things in my life that, like I was still processing stuff, so I wasn't fully dedicated to school. Around my second to third year, I fully realized what school really gave me as far as like my life and what I want to do with myself and where school felt in that place. And I kind of realized that, man, I love school and I wanna stay in school for as long as possible. I wanna learn. I want to keep learning. However, I just don't want to feel restricted to some degree. I don't want to feel
Watch for the
trapped
horn!
in my choices. Um, yeah, I don't want to feel trapped as I
Left flank!
am right now. Yeah, so I don't want to feel trapped in my choices. So I was kind of feeling restricted with school and stuff like that. I haven't taken classes in a while. But if I'm being honest with myself, like school is really helping me with a lot of things. School is really helping me with a lot of things. Like financially, I would get a check back or something like that, and that would essentially help me get by in life. However, I still had to focus on school, and I was running a business as a handyman, and essentially it was my own entrepreneurial business. At first, I was taking, let's see, Rage Burst. Um, I want to read. Okay, I guess I have to go this way. Okay, I guess we'll say, oh, it is the boss. I guess we'll utilize a bit of Rage. Um, yeah, so essentially, I had a handyman business, and I had a truck. Up until about last week, I had a truck actually, and everything was fine in that particular business. Oh, I forgot I get
Shield
poisoned.
strike, now!
Sorry, I just had to accept that poison.
On your right! Bifrost!
Yeah, so essentially, I just had to.
I believe your target's on the battlefield there.
No, oh man.
Be wary of that tail.
Birds are highly annoying, I must say. Oh my goodness.
Still unpleasant.
Oh my goodness. I don't know why this is so.
Parry and fight, brother.
I was parrying! But I guess I didn't do it. I can't complain. If I didn't do it right, I didn't do it right. But yeah, essentially I had a handyman business. I was delivering furniture for
And
some
Valhalla
furniture
keeps their
stores.
score.
Eventually it kind of slowed
Made it
down.
to
I
the
was paying my
border.
rent.
Valhalla seems to
Now I haven't
appreciate
paid
that.
my rent in about 2 months. Eviction notice, whatnot. My truck that I was using to do handyman work, essentially last month. But actually last week it was repoed by 80, which is completely my fault because like my finances just have hit a particular, you know, standstill. I haven't made any money. Not that I haven't been trying or anything like that. You know, it's just like every time I put effort into something, it doesn't pan out how I normally would. And generally, I was used to, you know, like you do something and it doesn't work out, but there's a fallback. Like I would
Good.
always have
The route to the higher area ought to be
enough
open now.
money to get by. So recently, I just haven't been having enough money to take care of my
It may be just for this try, but a little assist would be
things
nice.
in my life that cost money. Essentially, like, I've been making enough money to survive. Like you know, on Facebook Marketplace, selling stuff. I have a matching business. Every now and then, things would work out, but it just wasn't going at the pace that I wanted it to. So yeah, essentially my vehicle was repoed last week, and I haven't been I wasn't mad about it or sad about it. However, I really do love my truck, you know. So like that is my top priority to get it back. I won't get into like the dollars or anything like that. It's not really important right now. Just a piece of the story and what I'm going through right now. So essentially, okay, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. We can't have this. We can't have this. Discipline is what we need right now. Discipline is what we need. Please. Please allow yourself to be disciplined. Actually, this is one of my favorite bosses. If I'm being completely honest with myself, I just love how it dies so quickly. It seems that I'm the one that's dying quickly today. And we're getting a new relic anyways.
Still unpleasant.
Okay. That one was a little rougher than I want to admit. But anyways, moving on. I had a handyman business. It was going quite well. You know, and I was beating the market. You know, essentially I would make like $2, $3, $4, $500 a day. You know, and it was paying. You know, it was hard work. It was hard work, but I enjoyed it, and I was satisfied with it. You know, but you know, things come to an end. The market shifted. You know, things happen. Um, things happen. Slash forward. I really like the one that I have right now. I'm gonna forfeit. Damn, should I forfeit? Yeah, I'm gonna forfeit. Because I really like the one I have right now. Even though I need to recharge it. However, I really like it a lot. So yeah, you know, essentially, handyman business. A couple months. It hasn't been fruitful. You know, really and true. If I'm being honest with myself, once I saw everything was slowing down and it wasn't going to how I initially had it set up, you know, I kind of left it behind, and I started to pursue software engineering, and I started building websites. And I built my own website. I started building websites for other people. I worked particularly for this one lady, I built a pageant website,
All the while she cried and begged me not
and
to.
essentially, you know, like I was to be paid for it. However, when the time came, she was, even though I delivered exactly what she wanted, she was reluctant to pay me for it. And you know, she kind of took my skills for granted.
Left side, brother!
Yeah, she kind of took my skills for granted, and she insisted on paying me $100 a month, and overall, I just didn't appreciate how she treated me in my business. She didn't respect my initiatives to, you know, and I delivered for her. I went above and beyond, and I just wasn't happy with that kind of treatment.
Right side!
Funny thing, she actually messaged me the other day. Not the other day, actually like yesterday or so, asking, you know, if I wanted to come for dinner, if she was moving or whatnot. And now, in hindsight, I'm thinking about it. I really do not want to go for dinner because I don't appreciate how she handled my business. I'm glad I spoke about it openly, so now I know that I won't be doing that. However, I must say that yeah, she didn't treat my business
Valhalla is
as
prepared to
respectful
reward, is it?
as I would wanted as I would have wanted it to be. You feel me? So even to this day, I still haven't been paid for it fully. I probably have about $400 left on that particular payment, which I'll pursue in the right time. You know, however, basically, I realize in that particular sense, like certain people, you know, like they're not essentially trying to uplift you. Essentially, they want to keep
We
you,
meet once more, Ghost of
you
Sparta!
know, well, at least I feel as though she wanted to keep me in a stagnant place of like constantly needing her in as opposed to like flat out paying me for what I was worth. So that was another entrepreneurial journey. I created websites. So when that slowed down, you know, I was going door to door to businesses, asking them if they need a website. I would check on Google to see how their website looked currently and see if I could make a mock website. It would cost a little bit of money to make the mock website, but you know, with AI and stuff like that, you know, it's not as much resources that you would be allocating as opposed to like, you know, previously, you know, you would make an entire situation.
Shield! Strike it! Now!
So really and truly, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. But eventually, you know, it slowed down. I couldn't really,
That was the one. This must
you know, I couldn't really get any clients. So essentially, I had to pursue other methods. And through a family friend, I was able to meet this guy. His business is called Mattress Gone, and essentially, you know, I wanted to, you know, be a part of his business and, you know, like help him branch out, per se, you know, branch out and become a bigger business, essentially. And that's still in the works, actually. So, you know, like he had a mattress business, and essentially he's been, you know, he supplied me with a few mattresses.
On your left. Harriet's attack!
So essentially, he gave me a few mattresses, probably about 90 mattresses. So essentially, in market terms, they're
A friendly
worth about
reminder, your food is getting
$80,000. But
stronger the longer you
gets them
fiddle
at a
around.
decent discount. So you have a bit of leeway in terms of selling them. Really and truly, they're worth way more than average mattresses. You know, so yeah, they're worth way more than average mattresses. So they're like upwards of $1,000 per mattress. And essentially, he branched out his business to me. Like I was located in Tallahassee, he's in Miami, and essentially like, here, I'm gonna send you these mattresses, and I want you to try. If I'm being honest with myself, it's been much longer than I would want to admit in terms of these mattresses being in this particular warehouse. I have been actively trying to sell them, I will admit. However, like Tallahassee is really mostly college kids, and like I anticipate this particular market. This particular market is not the best place as far as the quality of the mattresses. The quality of the mattresses is way more, like they cost way more than people are willing to pay.
And things just got rough. Did you forget that haste is a factor here?
Yeah, so people are not willing to pay this particular the price range that these mattresses come at. Like essentially they cost around $2,000-3,000. However, if I tell them $400 here in Tallahassee, they're like, "Oh man, I'm trying to cut them across the neck or whatever the case might be." Reach. Yeah, it's almost like I'm trying to kill them or I've offended them. Yeah, so it's hard to find paying customers here in Tallahassee as far as that goes.
Troglodyte? Poison!
Yeah, we're just gonna bully him real quick.
It's charging at us! Right flank! We're burning!
Marvelous.
bastard! Right side, second attack! I think you've met Valhalla's bloodshed quota.
Alright, this is perfect. We actually accomplished our goals. Let's
Great job not hurrying. You two like your fights tougher after all.
I do want to get out of here though, and alive. Yes, I do want to leave this place alive. Yes, I have no intention of fighting. Alright, so on to this. Everything is going quite according to plan. We have one resurrection stone left. And we defeated all of our enemies. So the most sensible course of action would be not going back into the battlefield. That is what he seemed to do. Yes, I went back into the battlefield, but just for that particular bit. So yes, where were we in terms of my life story? So yeah, things slowed down. The mattress business, the mattress business, hasn't been going very well as far as that. But however, I did find a new route with hotels, and I've been bartering with hotels. Essentially, instead of going door to door to businesses and selling websites, I went to hotels selling mattresses. And essentially, it's been kind of more fruitful actually, and it's given some leeway. It's given some potential as far as like going to them, and they've actually been receptive, and it's actually something that I can provide as far as like a service. And yeah, so a few hotels are receptive. I'm kind of waiting for them to respond in regards to that particular thing. So in the meanwhile, I'm just like trying to establish myself in other places, and not put all my eggs in one basket as far as that. And yeah, and that's that as far as that. Not putting my eggs in one basket. Let's see. A divine triumph. Purchase that. This is 5,000 fleeting echoes. Perfect. That's crazy. 5,000 fleeting echoes. I would want to see what that is. However, not as curious as you would want to think. Okay, we have some good things at our disposal right now. Okay, we have some good things at our disposal right now. So let's see. The minor health, you can't purchase a resurrection stone. However, so I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade all of our perks. And then we'll see what we have. Yeah, so getting back to the main topic that we were focusing on, which is I'm kind of fractured in my personality, in my life, in my mind. You know, I'm fighting like 100 different battles, and I'm sure eventually everything will be more cohesive moving forward. Everything will be more cohesive. I think that's the best word to say. More cohesive moving forward as far as that, because you know later down the line, you know, I'm already aware that things will work out. It's not even a question of whether or not it will work out. Taking damage, parry, have soul explosion, storm, bifrost storm. Okay, I like that one. You don't have to do that because we have our relic of choice. I'm gonna go ahead and get one of these. Alright. I'm gonna leave those two chests. Let's see what else we can do with our wealth. So, evasive blaze. Okay, we've already upgraded all of our perks. My rage, everything is maxed. Our relic has been charged. I guess we can permanently unlock these right here. I guess we're gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, so my mind is fractured as far as like fighting a lot of different battles. So, you know, like essentially in addition to all of those endeavors as an entrepreneur, I also make music in my spare time. You know, it's quite common now. It's like a common skill. However, you know, I've been making music for about yeah, like 2 years, 3 years now. You know, when I started, I was actually pretty not good at it. You know, but I was resilient, and I kept doing it. You know, even when I knew it wasn't good, I posted it, embarrassed myself just to get out of that space. You know, like just to overcome that particular hardship in my life where man, music sucks. Now I can make music effortlessly. As far as like music that resonates with me, it's not whether it's good or bad. It's more, this is what I'm feeling, and I'm at peace with this particular approach to this particular song. You feel me? So yeah, so it's definitely evolved into my own personal domain, my own personal space. You know, like I don't have like whenever I want to take it serious, I take it serious. Whenever I want to be not serious, not serious. Yeah, essentially, yeah, that's it. That's it right there. You know, whenever I want to take it serious, I take it serious. Whenever I don't, I don't. Um, we're gonna go ahead and beat tier
You
real
made it
quick
back. Good.
because I don't have
I have
time
another
to
cherished weapon
try
from
to
my
get back
travels to
here
show
again.
you. Ready to see?
Sure, let's see what you got actually. I'm curious.
Be ready.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk too much right here because I do want to beat him, but for some reason his health is not going down. It's
Behind you! Incoming! Arms up! Just a subtle shifting weight. Having fun yet? Come, show me that Spartan grit. Behind you! Incoming!
Still unpleasant.
Defend yourself.
he is not moving. Not liking how this fight is going.
Standing technique.
Still unpleasant.
This fight is kind of not going.
Are you ready to win? Show me. Be ready.
Okay. The tear is really.
Tell me, Kratos, truly, how did it feel to plunge your homeland into darkness?
Okay, that was not how I intended that to go.
Darkness come. Your curse. You better get into the light, brother. Arms up. Behind you, watch out.
Death
Man.
and rebirth. Embrace the cycle.
Okay, that was kind of frustrating. We got pretty far, but his health wasn't going down as much as I anticipated. I'm trying to think why
Okay, next
why
time,
that could be.
pretend he's Odin in disguise and see what happens.
Okay, so I know what to expect. It's pretty cheating right now.
Valhalla is pleased.
Okay. Yeah,
Shield maiden.
my music
Use
right
this.
now is my
To be adaptable is to master the
safe
unexpected.
space. I know that like even if no one else appreciates it or likes it, I'm pretty satisfied with where it's at right now. Yeah, so essentially
Suppose
I
that
have,
was beneficial enough to do another.
I have a few alter egos that I approach my music with that I've gained over time. So one of the main pieces to this puzzle is that I'm Jamaican. So essentially, I do I make dancehall music. I make regular American music. Um, I really like how that looks actually, but unfortunately, it doesn't add to my actual gauntlets of Ares. Intriguing. really like that blue. The severities. I really like that. I think I might have to. Oh wait, there's more. Zeus. War belt of Zeus. Ooh, this one looks good with the blue. Brittle. I like that rock. The wrist armor. Let's see. Okay, got a little gold and a little green in it. Not bad, not bad. Let's see what looks best with the blue. Let's see. So what waist do we have? We have Vardy's waist. So let's see if we can find Vardy's. Let's see. This is Vardy right here. I think there are some pieces that look really good. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's not the same color though. Ooh, okay, this one looks pretty badass right here. And the chest armor. Let's see what we're gonna do for our chest, ladies and gentlemen. Got some interesting looking pieces here. Okay, we could go with no chest. Just Man of Sparta. Blue. Let's see. Ooh, it's not bad at all either, but it's not blue. Actually, I feel like we have something that might work here. Oh, it's not blue. Okay, that could actually work a little bit. Dark Odyssey Cave. Kratos. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm not going for that one. Okay. Let's see what else they got that would potentially. Okay, that doesn't look bad. However, ooh, see, this one would be it right here. You gotta purchase in the chaos. That's micro purchase that right now. That's gonna complete our situation.
I'm seeing some wise investments here.
Pretty sure it was this one right here. Where was I in the story? Oh yeah, so music is my safe space, you feel me? So like, so I named a few things. Ooh, did we get it? No, I think I got the wrong one. Yeah, I got the wrong one. Okay, it's called that. let's see what the rest of it looks like. I think the one I have looks much more appealing. Actually, let's see what. Let's go through all of them actually and just see. Look good, feel good, Okay, this one is not bad. Okay, this is the one we're about to purchase. And this is the one we have right now. I think the one that we're about to purchase, ooh, flawless berserker. That looks nice. Okay, we're about to purchase this one. Purchase. Ooh, these are nice. I like that. I like that a lot. That one looks nice. Bell to ribbons. Sparks on that. There's sparks on that. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sad about our loss just now. That's why I'm spending clothing to, snip the pain. But yeah, essentially, man, this is me essentially. Ooh, wait. Okay, this is the purchase. This is me, at peace with everything, letting go of everything. Because essentially, I'm putting in a YouTube video. It's there for everybody's consumption. Family, friends, whoever wants to see it, whoever has a chance to see it, whatever wants to listen to it. So this is me being at peace with letting everything be as it should, Okay. I think that looks pretty tough right there. Pretty tough right there. Let's see what the wrist. Ooh, the wrist look kind of badass as well. I think I'm gonna just rock the whole shebang. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that right there. I look like a war general. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I don't think I'm gonna be changing that much moving forward. So yeah, mine is right here. I do too many things.
It's encouraging to know Valhalla wants to
make
help.
music, and now I'm kind of at a point where nothing is really being
Tyr's
fruitful.
versatility is an advantage, but don't discount your own.
What's this? Now, what I want to know is why wasn't he dying just now? Why was his health going down? Was it that I was too weak? Okay, this one failed me. That's why it has so many charges, because it's not that powerful. Try this one. Yeah, I pretty much gave you the rundown. And I make dancehall music. I make regular music. I wouldn't want to call it dancehall music. I'd say Jamaican music now, because I've kind of deviated into my own realm. It's more personal to me than dancehall culture. You feel me? It's more like what I'm going through or what I'm feeling in that moment. But because I'm Jamaican, it would technically classify as dancehall to the public ear, because I'm a case study in this particular sense, as far as and really and truly, I feel like the music that I make most of the time concerning dancehall music resonates more with with Kratos,
Goliath's food.
his
Whenever you're
demeanor,
ready.
his approach,
Take your time.
and being a warrior, it resonates more with him as a person. And I feel like that's what I'm drawn to, in this particular game. I'm kind of drawn to his approach as far as being a warrior, just being resilient to challenges that are thrown towards him. I gotta reload that one. Okay, that was a nice reload. Things are, his battles, his afflictions, I really resonate with him overall as a character. And when I was making music, I never really made an active, how would you say it? I wasn't intentional in mirroring his actual approach to life. However, I found myself,
Is it worth what it'll cost you?
subconsciously doing that. As far as how I approach things, very rugged and ruthless sometimes. That's what I mean by being fractured, because at times I want to be peaceful, and I want to be calm, and I want to be just. However, certain circumstances don't allow me to be as peaceful as I would want to be. So, that leads to me being more cold.
What are you going to saddle
in my
yourself?
approach to certain things. Oh, this is perfect. I don't even know what the price I had to pay for that, but I need that. Anyways, it leads to me being cold and ruthless in certain circumstances.
I felt that one, brother.
I swear I was trying to. That just steps. At this point. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Anyway, so yeah, a few alter egos I go by. Well, Hassan is my middle name. At the time of me recording this, my YouTube channel, I believe it's Dr.Salesman. Salesman is my last name. So I go by Hassan NBK. That's my brother's keeper.
Let's not forget to strike a bargain with Valhalla while we're out here.
A
If the advantage helps.
group that, well, really it's a two-man group as far as I know.
Sir.
My good friend and I, we kind of put that together at the start of our musical endeavors. And, eventually we kind of went our separate ways, had a disagreement. However, I still choose to maintain that particular, MBK, because, that particular motto doesn't diminish, even though we went our separate ways. I would always be my brother's keeper, and what it means is to essentially be I'm your brother in front of your face and behind your back. It's man, when you're not looking, I'm still holding it down, essentially. That's what I believe it means to be your brother's keeper, is to essentially be fiercely loyal, like a Spartan. It's man, if I say I'm your brother and I hear somebody speaking down about you, I should be quick to say, actually, no, he's not a terrible guy, given that this is true information. Yeah, given that this is true information, you feel me? Yeah, so that's just an example. But man, just being are genuine person. So that's Hassan MBK, my brother's keeper. That's my music name, I would say. And yeah, I have this persona, Dr.Salesman, on YouTube where I play video games. I guess I cook, I review stuff. Yeah. And to the world, I also yeah, blocks and parries have 10 power strikes. Disabled healing. 5 encounters. That's crazy. I think it's gonna be 5 encounters here. Okay, I think it's best to open this one right here. Because I see this all the time. Empowered shift. Okay, I'm gonna do cooldown because how often do realm shifts happen? Yeah, so in my music, I'm also, well, you call it Father Reckless and Father. Basically, it's like a lot of different personas in one. So it's like Father Reckless, Father Righteous, Father. Essentially, it's just a lot of different. I didn't want you to hit me right there, Mister. That was not my plan, sir. That's why you get all of these impaled into you right now. Okay. You also should suffer the same fate as well. None of that, sir. Yeah, there's a few people I do not want to fight against. Definitely do not want to fight that lightning Thor sun guy. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty late. Let's see how long we've been recording for. Okay, so we've been recording, so we've officially reached our 31-hour mark. Yeah, so Father Reckless, Father Righteous, Father. There was another one I came up with today. Father Reckless, Father Righteous, Father Relentless. So all of these are personas that I've cultivated throughout my musical journey. Just like, internalizing my own battles and like how I approach them. So, Reckless, it's like no regards for anything as far as, like in a controlled environment. So, it's like reckless endangerment of myself with the intention to like, kind of when Kratos goes into a rage to accomplish something, it's like you need to do that at that particular point. And it's like with no regards for anything else outside of that. But it's like a controlled environment. So that's where I didn't devise it from Kratos' approach. However, I did devise it within myself, and it kind of applies to what I'm playing right now. So, yeah. And then, righteous is just like Father Righteous. part of me that aims to try to do things the right way. You know, part of me that does not want to pervert the actual way that life is supposed to be. However, you know, sometimes I find myself in a dilemma where, you know, generally I'm wanting to do things the righteous way, and, you know, like, that's not really how people approach things. For instance, you know, like I would want to be my brother's keeper, and I would want to be like, you know, somebody that's, you know, I got your back, regardless, you know, regardless of anything. And I would want to think the same. However, I've come to realize that, you know, that's not the approach that everyone uses when approaching me. And understandably so, you know, it's like, you know, in this world you can't really trust everyone. Can't really trust everyone to have your best interest at heart. And I understand that, you know, so yeah. However, you know, whenever I choose to do something the righteous way, it will generally cause me, you know, more pain and discomfort. However, it's more of like when Kratos takes on a burden, it's like, you know, eventually it will pay off, you know. So the righteous way is always the right way, in my opinion. So we have 3 at the moment: Father Righteous, Father Relentless, and Father Reckless. And there's probably another one. This is probably the most clarity anybody will ever get, you know, if this video ever reaches somewhere. Let's see. Damage. Should I prioritize damage? I'm gonna prioritize. This one is quick and effective. Yeah. But yeah, this is probably the most clarity you're gonna get. It's kind of like interviewing myself. Instead of doing interviews and like being all uncomfortable and not like all weird and stuff, you know, like I'm just hop on the game and like, you know, just speak my mind without any however I feel just and I guess playing the game will be my interview because like, man, if people want to know, like ask a question in the chat and I'll answer it according to its importance as far as definitely not 49. Okay, you annoying thing.
Left side incoming.
Okay, these guys are wide enough. guys were quite annoying. But yeah. Essentially, this is the most closure that anybody will get. So whoever discovers this one day, this is like a little relic, a little Easter egg. Because I guess like in the music, I would never really like discuss like, oh yeah, this is what that means, or like people kind of just hear it and they'll be like, man, that sounds how it sounds, or that's what it is, So, yeah, Father Reckless, Father Righteous, Father Relentless. So
There's the one Valhalla's marked.
I didn't really start the song. With
Left
that.
side incoming.
Father Reckless, Father Righteous. Genuinely started. Then that. That persona, I would say. What happened right there? Wait, defeated you. I swear I did. Or did he survive? I need to look back at that footage to see what happened. Why did I have to fight him twice? Yeah, he's dead. Let's see. Last 1 minute. Okay. Last 3 minutes. Okay. Oh, I see.
And Valhalla
Oh, I
keeps
see.
this.
So I look back at the footage. The first guy that I killed, he wasn't necessarily the enemy. Oh, wait. I was wasting rage right there. He wasn't the chosen. Let's see. Yeah, so when I start a song, I generally like Father Reckless, Father Righteous, Father Relentless, depending on how I'm feeling and whichever one is applicable to that particular mood or song, whatever the case might be. But like I said, this is probably the most transparent I would ever be moving forward as far as that.
Splendid. I think we're free and clear to take the way up now.
Yeah. So, like this is me just unloading my mind. Oh, I like this. I like fighting this guy. Okay, this is gonna be fun. I wish we could fight him all the time. Okay, that wasn't how I planned that to be. And it breaks out for a little bit. Oh, ooh. Okay. I love fighting this guy. He's so easy to beat. Every now and then he gets me with a bad attack, but it's not his fault. And we haven't used any resurrection stone, so this is good. This is a good run that we're doing right now.
Impressive.
I attribute this to my armor that I'm wearing. Building. Okay. Let's see what we need to do here. Okay, stores rage. Do we want to do that? Cause like we'll do 75. I'm gonna take the strength. And let's see if we get a new. I look over here. That's like more. Okay, shock waves of light. The realm shift was pretty neat though. Where you could really put that work in. So we're gonna take that one right. At least for the trials.
Mother, the choice you were given, stay in Elysium with your
bring us
daughter or
back
make
to
it perish? Seems like no choice
Ragnarok,
at
the
all.
multiple hand
Of course it was a
trials.
choice.
That was
One I wish many times I made
took
differently.
up a large
So?
portion of my life.
When
to
I
do.
left Greece, Calliope was
Ooh,
never
haven't
far from
used
my
any
mind.
health yet, so that's good.
I
That's
do
good.
not know how much time we would have had together in Elysium, but I would have traded the decades that followed for mere hours with her. It took meeting Faye for that feeling to go away,
Ooh,
along with Calliope's song.
I'm gonna wait.
But I do still think of her in Elysium, and hope she found peace.
But yeah, you know, that's basically my little diary entry right there. You feel me? Just nothing too crazy. Please don't hurt me.
Right side!
Okay, there's some. Okay, there's something I was doing wrong right there. I forgot. Oh, I see. I know what I was doing wrong. I forgot my stun attack. It was with my blades. That was to build up some rage as well.
Right flank!
There we go. What? That was not supposed to attack me. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have any more details to share with you. I pretty much unloaded everything. So where I'm at right now in life, I kind of decided today or moving forward, I'm gonna
Helios has
kind
returned.
of my own assistant. Like, you know, kind of frame myself as like, you know, micromanaging myself, put myself outside of myself, and make it, you know, kind of make life a bit easier for myself. You know, in terms of instead of being myself, I'm gonna be my helper. So I've been living in my head for however long, and now it's time to, you know, help myself get out of that particular form. And so I just need a new approach, and I've been realizing that like once I took that approach, it was easier for me to see things that I was missing. Because I would be so invested in approaching things how I believe.
Strike with your shield, damn it!
Yeah.
I suppose Valhalla's impressed with that cue.
Okay. Hell's touch. Hell's touch. What does that look like? Okay, I'm gonna keep that. Oh, this is good. This is good. Let's go. Let's go. That will turn to waste.
Mind the tail, you imbecile! Disrupted, you halfwit! Mind the tail, you imbecile! Left side, butcher. Is it healing itself? Right flank! Watch your right, moron! Is it healing itself?
Okay, you guys aren't useful to me, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase some more rage. I'll be right
Always looking for an edge. Is this a game?
How much do I have actually? Just for reference. Okay. Might as well go ahead and upgrade these right now. That might help me in the long run. Okay, next. Perfect. Ooh, we. Good question. Relics. If we recharge our relic right now, we'll have to recharge it again. I think we can afford it, actually. Okay. That was either smart or not smart, I'm not sure yet. Okay, we gotta get this done,
Don't let him bother! Behind you, idiot! Only getting harder as you delay, Kratos.
Damn, that was...
And stay dead! Charging at us! Behind you, poison! See their flight! Incoming poison back here! a factor here.
Alright. Now we are doing wonderfully. We killed everybody we need to. Let's get out of here without any more casualties. Health is not doing too well, and my strength is actually I'm pretty powerful as well as that means. So we're pretty advanced now. We have a lot of stuff at our disposal.
Please, take your sweet, sweet time.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. We have 2 rebirth stones. Resurrection stones. Okay. And we can still get a minor health burst. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes. And all of our things are fully upgraded. So, I think our best course of action will be purchasing one of these right here. Let's see. Oh. Ooh, I think we're gonna go with this one right here. And we're gonna go with this one right here. Taking damage. So, Rush, deal damage successfully. Blocks and parries now deal shield damage to nearby. I'm gonna try this one. Okay. This one is 5,000. I'm not convinced behind that one. 14. That's a lot. However, all of our perks are upgraded. I'm not gonna be using that one tier. Can I get a? Okay, can't afford that. Yes, first one. Okay, divine trident. Beautiful. They got $4,000 at our disposal. I don't want to waste it, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that one. Power shift. I think everything else we pretty much we could have possibly spent it on. Fully healed. Can I buy some rage burst? Actually, I cannot. So I think it's best that we buy some sanctuary keys. Okay, I've already recharged my relic. I guess we're gonna do that as well. And everything should be fine and dandy. I wish our perks would reload before we go in. Let's see. I wonder if it would start charging. Here. There's 3. Oh, you can actually jump from there, isn't it? Oh, you can't. Do I want to waste my health? I'm not convinced. I just want to heal up my perk. I just want to. I guess it only works when you're in battle.
That's all the killing you need to proceed. Any further murder is purely at your discretion.
Okay. That's as far as I will go. Because I need my health.
Oh, don't hurry up and make a decision on my account.
Was it worth it getting my perk killed up? Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Might have been worth it, might have not. We'll never know.
Kratos, I've been awaiting your return.
I don't want to talk to you right now.
Defend yourself.
I don't like how you hit me right there. I thought we were friends. Okay, now I have to fully commit to this rage.
How many have seen that rage and lived to tell?
Not too many.
Arms up! Right side, brother! Be ready! It's all in the wrist, you know. Behind you! Incoming! When we were here last, Kratos, I asked what you felt when you plunged your homeland into permanent darkness.
I felt indifferent.
Yes, that is what you told me. And that is what you're telling yourself. But is there a deeper truth there you're not seeing? Darkness come! Your curse!
Okay. That was kind of rough.
Arms up! Don't hold back. I won't. Darkness come. Your curse. Here, brother. I'm right.
Okay. This is not looking good.
Behind you.
You better get into the light, fella.
Be ready.
Behind you! Look out!
Man, that darkness really just throwing me off. Alright, man. I did all the ranting. I think this is a battle for tomorrow. This is definitely a tomorrow escapade.
Well,
I'm satisfied with the stuff I accomplished today. Okay, we spent $1.49 playing
by this point, you've
47
certainly
cents.
earned your pick of self-improvements. Shall we
Alright,
make a
my
bargain?
people, I'm gonna catch you in the next one, man. Y'all boys be smooth. Y'all boys be safe. Be easy, man. Dr. Salesman is out.